What if there was a single pass that are gonna shut down all the leg lockers in your training room? Well, that pass exists and it's called body lock pass. It has been used by the highest level grapplers in the sport to deal with those very technical leg lockers. Today I want to work with you how to set up the body lock, how to pass from there, and lastly, I'm gonna show you a way that they're not gonna see even that you're trying to body lock them, get them by surprise and get a clean pass without getting attacked on your legs. Let's jump into it. So the first thing that we got to establish when we are working on body lock pass, it's a way to make his legs very weak. And we got to understand a little bit of the anatomy and where the legs are gonna be very strong. If I get his leg like half bent like this, he's gonna have a lot of push. But if I'm able to push his heel and connect them to his buttocks, it will be very weak. And he's gonna lose all the power of his legs to lift and off balance me. So the first goal that we want to do with a body lock pass, it's to actually lock our hands around the hip and bring them close to us. Once we do this, the legs cannot be used anymore. They will be very weak. One common mistake that we see here all the time is people trying to lock hands and go into the guard. So if I try to go forward into him, I'm actually giving the lift for my opponent. Your approach is slightly different. Your head should go right in the middle, hands down on the bottom, and I'm bringing that hip close to me. From here, I can start to work on my body lock pass. So first things first, I have the legs where I want. Now I need to start to get rid of his hooks. So we're gonna be initially looking to the side that we're passing. Okay, so I'm passing to the left side in this case, so I'm turning that way. The sprawl and the first hook that I'm gonna get rid of, it's on the right side. So I'm gonna give a big sprawl, killing that hook. And here it comes. When I bring it back, I'm already gonna be dealing with the second hook. So when I bring it back, I'm gonna change the thigh on this side for the thigh on the other. Now I have that same body lock feeling on his legs, but I have this leg free to go over the first leg for the pass. And then from here we have several ways to approach. The first one, if I want a clean pass straight away, I'm gonna shift my head to the other side and look where I do. I'm gonna hit a knee pass. So I push with my knee and I get the other knee underneath. We have the pass now. Of course, we're still gonna have to deal with frames, but at least the hips are controlled. And then from here, we can start to swim arms inside and start to progress up. On the same situation, after we pass this leg, sometimes on the transition, we're not gonna be able to hit that knee pass, but forcing a half guard here, it's also a good scenario. So we just bring now the leg to the hip, so we can have free hands to force any type of half guard on top that you like, okay? One of my favorites is to go straight away to cross face, underhook, and then start to lock the half guard. The passing from half guard, it's also a good option. So even if you cannot clean all the way to the pass just with the body lock, forcing a half guard will gonna give you a very good chance to pass, because now we're gonna have control of the hip and the head. So getting to half guard chest to chest, it's one of the goals of the body lock pass. So you don't need necessarily to land on the side to take it as an accomplishment. One of the main defenses for body lock is for them to have strong frames in our head. And this kind of prevents us to go forward a bit. So Jared here, when I lock the body lock, knows that I'm passing that way. So his frames are building in this shape or form, and it gets hard for me to progress. So instead of like going to a place where his frames will be even stronger, what I'm gonna start to do is to pass to the opposite side. And look what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna let it go, the body lock, substituting just for a sideways. And with my free hand, I'm gonna substitute knee for my arm. But I'm doing the same thing. I'm keeping his heel touching his buttocks. So the leg is still weak. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna substitute one knee for the other, and now I have the right knee free to go over and hit that knee pass that we did on the first one. Now, once I'm on the side, I can pass my arm over, and here gonna be an easy transition for the upper body. So in this last one, we didn't pass to the place that everybody's thinking that we're gonna pass, and instead we went to the opposite side. This is a good option to combine with the first one. Now on this last one, we're gonna deal with a really common reaction from a defensive opponent. You're gonna see on the end that we're gonna put him in a very hard position to escape, and I consider personally this should be the strong body lock that you can do. So, as I'm getting my body lock, and Jared identifies that I'm trying to put him in, he can take action by bringing me back first, lifting me, and pushing away. And now I got to a place that I'm in danger here. I'm overextending my arms, so he can start to get into all type of attacks and sweep from here. So I don't want that to happen. So if we go back a frame, when Jared goes back, I know that lift is coming. When that lift comes, I'm gonna let it go, my body lock, and I'm just gonna hit a push on the knees. You can see that the knees are pointing away from me now, and then I'm gonna lock a body lock. I like to call this the side body lock. And the advantage here is that his legs are even weaker than on the first body lock. The biggest advice that I want to give it to you here: don't rush to do anything. Use this position just to get them very tired and establish dominance. He doesn't have much what to do with you here. So if you just float on the hip and you don't rush, he's gonna end up giving you the answer that you need. So a few things that I like to do. You see that Jared is up on his hand over there? I like to play this game here. Push with my ear and bring him down to an elbow. And I allow him even to try to come back to the hand. And then I do it again. This is very exhausting. We can play that going down to the elbow, but also going down to the shoulder, and allow them to build back. This little game here of breaking his stance, it's very tiring, and it starts to force him to take actions. So one of the things that he can start to do is like, I don't want to be here anymore, and then go away. Back exposure, and then we're gonna just climb to start to work on our back takes. The other thing that Jared can do here is it's just accepting and going down on the chest, which make very easy for me just to go to the side and get the pass that I was trying on the beginning. But now my favorite thing, it's actually to put Jared in even a more awkward position. So I get him down to an elbow, and look, again, tied waist stay, and I'm gonna bring that wrist very close to me, where my hand now can go. Once I have this 2-on-1, I'm gonna push Jared on top of his own arm. Now Jared is in a very bad position. Few things that I like to do from here. We go up, securing hip of our leg, and start to ride the upper body. The hand goes and claw the back of the head. Now, I have options to take his back from here in a very dominant way, because I still have the bottom grip. So when we are taking the back here, look what I'm gonna do. The arm is already on the bottom. So when we get there, I'm already throwing the leg on top. We're gonna land in a situation that I already have an arm isolated, and then we can start to play options here. If you end up too high, I'll highly recommend start to exploring back triangles from there. If you manage to go a bit lower on his body, secure the arm and jump straight away into a rear naked choke for a good finish. Don't be afraid of leg lockers anymore. If you know that you're rolling with them, explore body lock passes, and I'm sure you're gonna have success and be a nightmare roll for all those freaking nerds that only attack the legs.